What is up, guys? It is HumbleZeus here, bringing you another Call of Duty Ghost gameplay. And before we jump in, I want to give a quick shout out to Derek85, a nice kid. You should go check out his Twitter. He was really nice. He looked at one of my videos. He really liked it. And I was like, oh, you know what? I can do this for him. He asked nicely. And I'm like, he didn't have to check out my video. He really didn't have to. And he went and did it anyway. So I'm like, you know what? Say thank you. I'll do that. And I do that to kind of anybody who asks if you want me to. Like if you obviously gave me the chance. Because I know it's kind of hard to do that. Give somebody the chance to impress you. And if all you want to return is me in my next video quickly saying your name at the beginning and end of it, I can easily do that. It's not hard. Anyway, we're playing some TDM with the ARX, and I go pretty off on this game. It doesn't have my best game, but I had a lot of fun making it, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this gameplay. Normally, I was kind of like, I should try to get another one, but as I did better and better, and I was like, I'm getting into this. I'm really, really getting into the game, and I had a lot of fun, so I put it up. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about hardcore v casual, or hardcore versus, if you don't know, V in the middle stands for casual. And kind of this debate amongst whether like games should be tailored towards hardcore or casual. Some games like Dark Souls, people say, unless you're hardcore, stay the hell out. Even when they were marketing it, they're like, I think Dark Souls 2 is like casuals GTFO. Like, you are not going to enjoy this game. And then there are other games that people feel are too dumbed down for the casuals, which I cannot think of right now. But there are examples of games, and people, and especially the hardcore ones, get annoyed when they see a game that they found challenging being dumbed down. I think Mario, one of the Marios recently or older, was kind of dumbed down for you if you like died enough times or whatever, and people felt like, wait a minute, no. And I mean, like, I don't even know you can be hardcore about Mario, but apparently you can. And people were like, no, you're catering to the casuals. And I have no issue with casual. I'm not someone who's like, if you don't play games every day of your life and don't spend at least 2 hours a day playing games, I'm gonna hate you. I don't care. If you only play games once a week, then fine. If you only play games like maybe like 3 times a month, whatever. It was your choice to buy a console, buy the game, and you can play them at your own leisure, at your own time. I'm not gonna force you. I'm not gonna judge you for it. But there are kind of debates amongst the two groups, like casual and hardcore. Obviously, it's not that we don't get along. There are plenty of us who do get along. We get along hand in hand, but there are still some kind of divides. And I feel like it comes more from the hardcore, and I play a lot, so you can't say I don't play. I'm not a casual in my own terms. I play a lot, so I wouldn't consider myself casual, but I feel like the hardcores push the casuals around more, kind of like accusing them of things. Not really accusing them. It's more we hit developers of games, and I think this is kind of like a two-way thing where we kind of blame those two audiences. We blame the casuals for not being good enough at a game, and then we blame the developers for catering to that group. And I think that's kind of dumb, because I mean, obviously they want their game to do well. They want their game to sell copies, and they want to sell it to as many people as they possibly can. And if you think about it, there are probably more casuals than hardcores. There are probably a large amount of hardcores too, I'm not denying that, but there are probably a greater amount of people who play casual or just kids and things, and they want to aim their games to make them friendly enough that people can enter them. Dark Souls 2, I heard people complain about because the game was more friendly to enter. And I've never heard this argument. A game that became friendly and was easy to enter, people didn't like because the game before it was so incredibly hard. So incredibly hard that people were so annoyed when they saw it was kind of like dumbed down. And I didn't think that was an issue. I'm like, because I played Dark Souls 1 recently, and to put me straight into a boss fight, I was like, oh my god, what is this? Like, I didn't die on the first level. Surprisingly, I actually managed to survive and get through with not too maimed. I got hurt a lot, but I didn't get, like, killed. And then everything after that was incredibly hard. And actually, the first level was still pretty hard. I had no idea how to fight the boss. I was just like, run up, stab him in the butt. I have no idea what to do. Dark Souls 2 I've seen, and it's kind of more tame. It doesn't, like, throw you right into anything, really. And people were upset. People were complaining. It's like, why are you dumbing the game down? This game is for hardcore. And I don't think there's any game that's specifically built for hardcore except, like, Dark Souls 1. Or even Demon Souls. Those two games were probably only made towards hardcore players. But I don't think it's fair to criticize, a developer or a company to want to market their game towards a broader audience and make it at least easier to get into. There are lots of games that are really fun, but they punish you harshly, and casual players, because they don't have that drive to really stay and play a game forever if they don't enjoy it, because Dark Souls is it's a kind of hit and miss. You either get into it and you're like, I will beat every boss, I will beat every level, I will do. You will eventually get tired. I get tired too. I got killed by a boss, I think 20 times in a row, and I just put my controller down. I was like, you know what? Throw me with the casuals, because this is irritating as hell for me. And you don't want to alienate a group of potential buyers by making a game like that, so you give them other options. And I mean, as a hardcore player, you don't have to take those options. Obviously, you can just keep doing it on your own, but you don't need the game to coddle you. But there are options for people who are not as good. And you don't want people to return the game, get their money back. Like, no, we don't want them to do that. As a company, you want money. You don't want to have to give back the money that someone just gave you. No one does. If I gave you $1 and then asked for it back, you might be like, but you just gave me the $1. Why would I give it back? Well, because I didn't like what you gave me. Well, too bad. You already paid me. So it's kind of like that's kind of how it works. They don't want to give the money back. And so you have to kind of make this like you either have one way or another. You either cater to both, but someone might hate it, or... And I mean, like, casuals can also, you can use the same argument. When a game is too hard, they kind of immediately disregard it, no matter how good the game is. Which I feel is a bit unfair, because there are lots of fun games, but they're not the easiest to get into. And then you might have a casual say this game is bad, and they might cause their friend not to buy it, and their friend might cause their friend. Then you have this whole chain of people not buying the game because of one person who didn't like the game. And that's kind of unfair. I mean, I've seen this happen. There was a game that one dude thought it was too hard, didn't like it, told his friend, and then a bunch of my friends all of a sudden like, we're not buying it. Like, why? Because Jeff, not his name, told us he didn't like it. I'm like, well, I don't really know what to tell you, because I had a lot of fun with the game. I'm on the final boss now. I had a lot of fun playing it. Yeah, it's a bit hard, but I kind of get enjoyment out of it. They're like, well, that's because you play games all the time. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I mean, there are still games that I don't play, I don't get into. Again, Dark Souls being one of those games where I played for a little bit. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time there, but I was like, you know what? So honestly, I don't know how much like this debate really means anymore, because there are some people who are still diehard and like casuals should just stay out of gaming. And if you feel like you should alienate another group of people, same thing with this debate on like girl gamers. Girl gamers get a lot of flack for being girl gamers, and I'll touch upon that some other time, maybe not. But to like alienate another group because they don't play as often as you do, they don't put the same amount of time and effort into, but you're robbing someone of an experience because of you feel they don't deserve to play a game because the developers had to cater to them as well. I kind of believe in that mentality. You can't please everybody, but you can try to please as many people as you can. And that's what developers are trying to do. They're trying to come out to a group of people and say, okay, we can't please all of you. Hardcore fans might not like this. Casual fans might like this, but you know, we still trying to sell our product to as many people as we can, so here's our product. For those of you who want it, take it. For those of you who don't, go on the forums, go on YouTube, complain, but you know what? We still have people who are enjoying our game, and that's kind of the final point. I don't really think there should be this kind of divide depending on how many hours you put into a game. If you only put 2 hours into a game, or you put 10 hours into a game at a time, I'm not saying like overall at a time, that should be your own business. That shouldn't affect whether or not anyone plays your game or whatever, or that shouldn't offend you at all. It really shouldn't matter. So I mean, you can leave your own opinions in the comment section below. Please leave a like on the video if you did enjoy and you kind of have your own views on this. Subscribe for more videos. Tomorrow is Gaming Sunday and I already have a game in mind. Just gotta set everything up, and we'll have an awesome time with that tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Make sure to go check out Derek85's Twitter. I'll link that below. Just give him a quick shout out, say hello, I don't know, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you guys later.